Should be live. Should be live. Think we are. Double check. Yeah, we are. Hello, hello. I know I don't do this often. I don't do this consistently. Definitely need to step it up, man. I do like this format better. More comfortable live. I'm more comfortable just talking, bullshitting instead of the recording. But it is what it is. I mean, if you're watching this as a VOD, that's great. If you're watching me as I clip it up and post the videos, those have been doing well. I do notice traction, whether it's on Instagram, whether it's on Twitter, whether it's on TikTok, on YouTube, even Facebook. We do get support. We do get traction. People do interact with my content. It's just let myself down. Got to do it. Got to stay on it. It's something I talk about on a day-to-day anyways. Like, legitimately, I talk sports, whether it's just talking to my girlfriend all day about nonsense that I'm seeing, or my friends, people online, regardless. But I need to get more in front of the camera and keep consistently posting and going live to build a good community and have some consistency on that end. But either way, I wrote down a lot of different things that I wanted to talk about a couple days ago, and I'm now just kind of getting to it. And obviously more things have happened. My Patriots played their preseason game. We lost to Philly last night. Drake May, you look like a guy. You are a guy. The ball placement, even the one on the sideline on the first drive that went on, I believe it was third now, whatever the case is, dude, hit him right in the hands. It was perfectly away from the defender. And I understand preseason ball, but they were in there. It doesn't matter. He has experience. He's getting experience. He's growing. He's learning. He's 21. This is only going to make him better. And he's putting the ball exactly where he needs to put it. Put it where you want it. Don't put it where the defender can get it. High and outside, perfectly placed. Even though he dropped it, perfectly placed. And then he had Javon, was it Baker? Javon Baker. I need to brush up on these Patriot receivers. Let me double check this because I don't want to be wrong. Hulk or Baker? Yeah, Javon. Okay, all right. Just, I don't want to, talk nonsense and say some wildness. I believe it was Baker who caught the ball. Just want to make sure the name was right. Highlight versus Philly. What was the deep pass down the center? Because I had to run out. I was watching the game. I had to go to the store, and I came back. I missed that, but I saw it online, so I didn't necessarily watch it in real time. Okay, and his scoring, obviously, running in. But who was the connect to? I'm obviously not going to play. I'm not going to play the highlight. I'm not going to show any of the footage. I'm not going to put the channel in jeopardy. But I need to know, for research purposes, who the fuck got that ball down the center? Yeah, so the ball to the outside, that was Baker, the one I was talking about earlier, and he drops it. Then we get this, not a screen, but an out. Okay, drop pass there. Handoff, run, score. But doesn't he have enough? Okay, so it's after the score. Okay, all right. May steps perfectly up in the pocket. So it was Baker. Okay, all right. He drops that too. Got you. Perfect, though. See, I love the pocket presence. I didn't like, maybe it was just nerves because he's just started to play, get a lot more snaps and such. But I thought it was more nerves. At first, he started to run out of the pocket, even though that the protection was there. When you have the protection and you're still running out of the pocket, that's not necessarily a good sign. But young, 21, you know what I'm saying? It's not something that he stayed with. It was definitely early on in the game and something that he clearly moved on from. But his pocket presence and his awareness, I thought, was very, very good. The way that he was able to evade where someone was bull rushing and able to move up in the pocket and be able to make a throw, or whenever they were getting pressure, he was able to get those off balance throws to the screen. Perfect. It was absolutely perfect. This dude, 21, 6'4". Clyde Christensen has given him the nod, said he has that intellect. He's got that IQ. We'll see if he can do it on this level, because obviously the game's faster. It's very, very quick to the college level, but he does not seem to have such a gap. And I'm very excited for that. And the more I was thinking about it, this is, even though I know a lot of people are saying Houston, oh, this is given the DeMeco Ryans and the CJ Stroud feel. The coaching staff is giving a little bit of a Detroit feel, only because of how many past players are actually on the staff, like in Detroit. So like Dante Hightower, we got Slater. I mean, there are this is definitely a different coaching staff and a different philosophy and a different structure, but still the same. You get what I'm like? I don't know if that necessarily makes sense, but the way Bill ran shit was, I'm going to have the final say. I trust these other guys to give me input, like Ernie and Lombo at some time. And there was a guy that was just on Names with Games. Burge. Let me Games with Names, sorry. Double check. Yeah, Burge Najarian. Maybe I mispronounced that, but those are guys that Bill trusted. He looked to. He took advice from. Mayo is kind of he kind of has that trust and input, but not on that tight-knit group. Okay, there's a lot of coaches on this staff. I believe they said like 14, and he is letting them coach. I don't blame him. You have to find out who's going to do what. You can't tell them what to do. You can't change them. You can't give them advice until you also see what they're giving you. So like, I like that approach. That approach gives almost like a moldable clay, and he's able to kind of form a better direction, or like, you know, cut the fat out and be able to see a better picture moving forward than just try to like stuff philosophy down throats that you don't have to, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe there's also different perspectives. I do like that, but we'll see how it is when it comes to the, well, I was about to say the cutthroat business part, but we just saw it with Judon. Judon just got sent to fucking Atlanta for a third, and that was it. How you doing? Move on. I understand it, but at the same time, Judon is such a glue guy. Even though he doesn't like mac and cheese, he's not the mac and cheese dude. I understand that. But the glue, he was able to bring that locker room. He's such a guy. But at the same time, I understand 32, injury. I still think he has a lot of football left. Okay, I'm not going in that route. He just turned it yesterday. Happy birthday, Judon. Do apologize as a Patriots fan, because we kind of just sent you packing like it was nothing for no reason. It kind of felt like, to be honest with you, you're right. We do have a lot of cap. I do understand maybe the hesitancy to keep a guy that signed for Bill in the locker room as a leader. I could understand how that could maybe turn bad, if things went south quick, it seems like they also want to get younger. It also seems like they just kind of want to go in a different direction with leadership. And we saw that as soon as they signed, who did the Patriots sign on the defensive line recently? I want to double check. Roster transactions. Who did we sign? He got a big contract. Wasn't in April. It was recently. Why am I blanking? Why am I blanking? I'm looking this up. Maybe I'm tripping. I thought we signed like we gave someone a big contract who was younger. Anyways, maybe I'm misremembering. Maybe I'm too much sports. Sorry. Maybe I am misremembering. See, this is the shit I would edit out, like obviously. But that's why I don't mind just doing it live, because this is like I would be doing this research off camera to record and then like have to record it. You know, I'd rather just kind of like do it live and then like clip up me talking about it. No, I'm pretty sure that we signed somebody. Either way, our defensive line, our front seven, we didn't play bad in preseason, but obviously that's preseason. We're not going against ones all the time. They're going to be rotated in and out depending on whatever plan that the head coach has for whatever team. But at the same time, it is a good sign when you do see your depth players being able to make plays. And then I ain't gonna lie, look, Kenny Pickett did not look good in Philly. He did not look good in Pittsburgh. I don't think it's really gonna work out. Speaking of Pittsburgh, I love that Kaboli signed with Pat McAfee, and I'm just very happy for Kaboli. Very much so. I just had to make that known. So good for him. Good luck with the WWE signing. But let's talk some MMA, because there's been obviously a lot going on. I had to talk a little football. There's a lot going on in the MMA world right now. And tomorrow in Perth, Australia, we get Israel Adesanya versus Dricus du Plessis. And let me pull up this card. Let me pull it up so I'm on the screen and things in the background. We can talk about this because we got some stuff to talk about on this card. This card is deep, boy. Definitely want to talk about this. All right. So I am in USA, Florida. Okay. The card is in Perth. My time, it starts for the early prelims, starts obviously 6:30 tomorrow. Jack Jenkins, Gavin Tucker got canceled. Neither of them are on this card. I did kind of go over this already. If you do want to go ahead and check out that video, just wanted to double check because they got Jack Jenkins got moved up here with Herbert. Okay. But the press conference and the build up to this. All right. Again, if you haven't, go check out that video. I've talked about this card a lot. If you want my more in-depth takes on that, man, there's a lot of, let's say, bragging rights on the line, lack of a better term, but trying to frame it in the best way, because there's so much talked about and so much deep implications said or talked, like culture and history. And I've said it time and time again, I have no skin in the game. Literally, I have no say. Leave that to them. But there is so much on the line, and Izzy showed it in the presser. And I'm not here to shit on Izzy, but at the same time, a little tough to give that edge to him, but I didn't mind it because I understood it really seemed like it was a source of, I got to get this done for my family. I want to get this done for them. I want to get this done for my people, my culture. That's what it felt like. That's what it, from a fan's perspective. I'm not even the biggest Izzy fan. I'm really not. Like I'm not a hater. Greatness is greatness. He's a great fighter. I'm not the biggest Izzy fan. He's amazing though. But needless to say, he showed he is very, very, very focused. Hell, he is cut. He is lean. He's looking really, really good right now in the Sean Strickland fight versus this. He's looking very cut. We're going to see if that's a difference. We're going to see if that plays a factor, whether it was his focus, whether he really did manifest this and want this the whole time. And because of Dricus having an injury, not being able to make it for the, last time that they fought in Perth, I believe, was Sean Strickland. And that's who had the upset win over him. Upset win. I can't lie, very happy for Sean Strickland. His story, all of that, the moment, everything felt like it was the build-up, perfect, picture-perfect moment for Sean Strickland. And you cannot take that away from him. And he will always be seen as a champion. I personally don't think he lost against Dricus. That's me personally. I know, obviously, Dricus has got the belt. Can't say nothing about that. Respects to Dricus. Crazy that your fucking coach tases you. Fucking insane. I kind of understand it. It's fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy. That, needless to say, even though like, oh, that's because I'm not trying to make a mistake, and that's like a very high level of, you will remember this. Don't fuck it up. I understand that. That's still insane to get tased because you made a mistake in training, and getting tased is the best remembrance of to not make that mistake again. That's fucking extreme. And if he wins, I think it's pretty wild that they talked about Dana White talked about bringing an event to South Africa when you've prior had 3 African born or descendant of Africa, like, and you never went to Africa to have an event. Like, I feel like that's so wild. And it's not, I'm not trying to pull no fucking race card, okay? Me personally, if I was Dana White at that time, I would have tried to, maybe he did, and it just couldn't get done. I don't know shit. I'm not him. I don't know the background. I don't know the logistics. I ain't gonna try and act like I do. But I would have done the best I could, just because at that time, having those 3 at the time, that's insane. That was a perfect moment. And then being able to say, you did that first event, you brought it, 3 champions all at the same time, would have been perfect. If the UFC could have thrown like mega fucking cash at this thing, like they are at the Sphere right now. Let's not act like that's not a thing. All right. But I hope the same energy is given if Izzy wins the belt back and then they have a Sean Strickland rematch. Like, which I'm so thankful that they said that Sean Strickland is going to get that rematch and he's going to be that number one contender because he's ranked number one. And I truly believe that he deserves the number one opportunity at whoever wins this belt because he went in and defended his position against Paulo Costa, who just lost to Robert Whittaker. Okay, let's not forget that. Let me double check. I don't want to be wrong. Robert Whittaker. Let's double check. I don't want to be wrong on this. He beat him. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he beat Paulo. All right. So if Sean Strickland, which look, I do understand, like, it doesn't make the most sense. He beat him and then Sean Strickland also beat him. They needed a main event. Okay. They needed to get this filled. Sean Strickland came in. They threw a fucking bag at him. He didn't even have to defend his ranking at that moment. Okay. He still did it. Beat the fuck out of Paulo. All right. Whether you agree with that or not, that's fine. But he didn't even lose to Dricus. I'm going to stand on that all the time. He didn't lose to Dricus. I don't think he lost to Dricus. Look at the numbers. Look at the fight. Look at his face. Okay? Look at the damage. Aren't fucking fights literally isn't the whole scoring card on damage? The dude got cooked. And look at his face. It's very much there. Like, it shows. Either way, obviously Ikram got sent out to pasture. He lost to the champion right now. I know Sean Strickland lost to the champion right now. Dana White said it was close and he did not lose. He thought Sean Strickland won that fight. Okay? So, with that being said, and be real, I'm glad that he said that, especially after Sean Strickland came out against Tiki Gosan, or however you pronounce his last name, with the whole like assault allegations and all. And look, if it's true, does not need to be in the sport, does not need to be here, does not need to be known, remembered. He needs, move on. Okay, see ya. Keep it packing. He says it's also more than just one source and family talking about this, all right, that have come forward after he came out. So I don't necessarily think Sean Strickland is the type of guy to go out on a limb to do this out of nowhere on nothing. Okay, let's be real. That's the type of dude he is. He's not necessarily just going to do this out of nowhere. There's a reason, there's a motive. And obviously he's doing his best to try to stand up for something that he should be standing up for. And maybe another fighter in the past should have, but I'm not here to judge nobody. I don't really care on that level. It's not who I am. Not my place. Okay? That's why I don't care. It's not my place. So at the same time, never know what that guy had a say in, the power, the ability to do something to someone's career. You never really know. And as a fighter, you work all your ass, or all your life. You work your ass off to get there. Work all your ass. That's a great fucking clip. But you work your entire fucking life to get there. And then you kind of come into this knowledge, and I'm glad that someone like Sean Strickland, in the position that he is, with the following and the notoriety that he has, that he's able to take a stand like that, because I mean, you should, obviously. I'm glad he's able to do that, and I think that's important. Love him or hate him, Sean Strickland took that stance and was able to do that, and I'm glad he's also still getting his shot, because never know. Maybe that could have played a, factor in him still getting his opportunity at this number one contendership after Robert Whittaker and Khamzat Chimaev. So you never really know. Glad it didn't necessarily affect him. But Dricus Du Plessis, Israel Adesanya, it's not necessarily just about the belt at this point. There's so much on the line. There's so much. Again, bragging rights, whatever, you know, whatever way you want to paint that picture. There's a lot riding on this. And we're going to see. We're going to see tomorrow. Probably going to happen at like 1 in the morning my time. Even though it says main card starts at 10. Unless everyone's going to start knocking everyone out. But the card's going to be really good. I'm excited for it. And we got to go ahead and talk about something that I'm also excited for. Which is, where is it? Francis Ngannou. In his return. This is going to be great. Dude, Renan Ferreira, I don't think a lot of people are sleeping on him, man. I'm not saying that he's going to win. But dude, I think a lot of people are sleeping on him. That's for sure. This dude's massive. He's what, 6'8"? Literally 6'8". That's fucking crazy. Francis is 6'4". He's gonna make Francis look tiny. And he's a huge guy. Oh my god. And maybe you haven't seen him fight because he's in the PFL. And obviously, as you can see, tonight we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. Because I'm probably going to be watching it. This is going to be a rematch for the belt. This is great. That's going to be showing. Going right to that. I don't want to see that. I want to look at the card. There we go. But Francis returning. Dude, it's actually a pretty good card. Rob, Mustache Man coming back. Dufort, Premise, Collard. They're pushing this dude like hardcore. I don't know why. Danny. I don't really know these, but I know Danny, Biagio, Brent, Collard, Dufort. Maybe I know this dude. Okay, well, I wish they would show like their name, like their actual individual like photo and shit. Guess not. And PFL needs to do better. They really need to do better with their whole marketing because it's horrible. But Francis Ngannou versus him, I really don't know how it's gonna go. Francis, look, all love to you. I know from all the podcasts and things I've heard, you've been going through a lot since your son passed away. So, a lot of love for you, man. Your story is amazing too. So hopefully everything works out for you, on a personal level. And when it comes to this fight, I know you've talked about him a lot. You've talked about Renan Ferreira. You've talked about him before he even won against Bader. Okay. A lot of people do not know about Renan Ferreira. The dude has a lot of power. And yeah, the saying with Ryan Bader, glass chin, ha ha ha, whatever. And DC was talking shit about him and whatever. He had a good run over in Bellator. We gotta give him props there. We'll see how he does, but I want to see Francis Ngannou versus Vadim Nemkov. Ultimately, I want to see this. I do. I want to see him. Whether he wins, loses. If he loses, oh my goodness, the internet. Oh, you lost in PFL. Oh, but it might bring validation to PFL. I know once that happens, the John Jones possibility of any fight is going to be thrown right out the window. We'll see if, let's say he wins. All right, it's coming up in October, I believe. And let's say he wins, Francis. Do the Saudis that have been in play for the PFL, I believe they already have a level of investment on in the PFL. I believe they already gave them like a percentage or something like that. Or Turkey, who I don't know, whoever it is, man. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. Whoever has all that motherfucking money, been running the shit over there for boxing. They've had a stake for the PFL, and they're in talks with Dana White, and I believe, right? Is it Saudi Arabia and Turkey is the king, right? This dude, right? Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. I'm right. Not trying to be disrespectful. Trying to do my due diligence. Okay. So at the end of the day, this dude has been throwing a lot of fucking money around and talking shit to Canelo. It's actually hilarious. I don't really know much about that, so I'm gonna leave that to them. They could do their own shit. But he could be throwing a shit ton of money at the UFC and at not Bellator. I guess PF Bellator. That's what Dana White fucking called them. Whatever. Is he gonna throw a shit ton of cash at them? And are they gonna accept it? And then we're gonna have a John Jones Francis Ngannou headline. Maybe we can do champion to champion all the way down the line. How beautiful that would be. We'll see. I highly doubt that would be in the cards, but damn, the bag that they would make, the amount of pay-per-views that people would buy for that card. I'm sure they could get a Conor McGregor added to that. They would stack the fucking decks for that one. That would be absolutely beautiful if we got John Jones. Oh my, well, that, damn, we got a lot to go through, because if that was the case, then that means that there, because that's all a fucking fake dream, because that's not going to happen. We need John versus Stipe, then a potential John versus Tom, unless they're going to override that for Francis, but I highly doubt that, because the internet would go insane over that. And why would they do that over their young gun Tom Aspinall? Damn. You know, I understand, John. You know, you're getting up there in age. You've definitely cemented your legacy. You do not need to defend it. But wow, think about this. I know, easier said than done. Don't take me just talking on the internet for granted. I understand the accomplishments and the hard work that go in. But beating Stipe, beating Tom, and then if Turkey, I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. I'm sorry. But if they threw a bag at the UFC and then you had UFC headline with PFL, come on. Are you serious? You're telling me your legacy wouldn't be absolutely ridiculous with 3 wins to then peace out, be like, I'm done? Oh my goodness. That would be absolute. I know, look, pipe dream, hell, you know, whatever, but talk about a legacy, dog. I'm talking about like legacy you'd leave if you left out on top with all them 3 wins under your belt. That's for sure. That would be absolutely ridiculous. But this, you know, they got their own battles right now. Francis got to get through Renan. John's got to get through Stipe and a potential Tom if he doesn't retire. There's so much excitement in the heavyweight MMA sphere, okay? And look, I know a lot of people might talk shit. Anatoly Malakin over at ONE FC, I would love to see that too. I'm not a hater. I would love to see that. First 3 division or weight division title holder in MMA history. I know, asterisks, whatever. I understand. A lot of people put them asterisks, whatever, because the weight difference in the classes, I understand. But first one, if Dana White lets Alex Pereira go to the UFC, holy shit. That would be, or if they let him go to the heavyweight division, dude, if they let him go to the heavyweight division and he were to go win that title, you know how crazy that would be? That would be the true first ever 3 division weight champion, bro. That would be absolutely crazy. I can't lie. Look, these games with names episodes have been absolutely stellar for being a Patriots fan. Let's move on. I watched the Marcin and Sergey Spivak, Marcin Tybura card. It's all right. It's all right. Nothing crazy. Watch, some up and comers. Ain't nothing crazy. Ain't nothing against it. I'm definitely gonna be watching this card tonight, though. Drake May. I don't want, I'm not hating on him, man. I talked about it earlier. I understand. What other topics do we got here? I did like this. He walked up. I mean, look, he had a prior relationship. He trained with them 10 years ago. There's footage of him, Volk, in Izzy's gym, all of them working out and training together over there for just a little bit, not like extended periods of time. So, but I do appreciate, even though I'm not the biggest Drinkus fan, I can appreciate him going up and being nice and being respectful to Izzy's coach, Eugene Behrman. So definitely big respects there. I'm excited to see Dan Hooker to see if he's going to fight differently because, I mean, he's talking about how, I've been changing up how I've been fighting. I've been getting better. I think I'm hitting my best, my prime. And instead of getting on the inside and, fighting on the inside, why am I doing that? I'm fighting against what I should be doing as a 6-foot guy in the division. You want to fight with length. I understand where he's going with that, but it's easier said than done to change your habits. Hopefully that he's grown and changed and been able to be a lot more calculated moving forward, but we'll see how that goes. Look, Michael Chandler, bro. I don't know at this point. If I were you, maybe just get in there, bro, because I don't know if Conor is gonna return in it, and he's kind of just toying around. Yeah, 306. Interesting. 2 title fights. This is look. The card a lot of people might shit on. I think this card's gonna be a fucking banger. I don't care about the Sphere that much, but I think that card's gonna be great. This is gonna be good too. Steve Urquig and Kai Kara-France. I'm not the biggest Kai Kara-France fan, but I think that he has a big opportunity to go in there and pull out an upset. Even though I was telling someone that I think Steve was going to have a real good opportunity to take the belt off Pantoja, and they thought I was crazy. And then we saw the result, and it was a close one. A lot of people think that Urquig could have won that. But regardless, he's going in here. He's got to defend his position now and then try to get back to the top. Look, this is big too. Francis Ngannou, dude, why are we trying to almost rewrite history? I don't like that the UFC does that. I'm a huge UFC fan, not a fan of trying to rewrite your history, man. Just pay homage, move on. Everyone already understands. You're making it a bigger story than it needs to be. It would have been a nothing burger if you just had said it and moved on. It's not like he Crispin Wad his family and shit. It's not like he did some crazy shit and he was disrespectful and really bad to the sport and XYZ. Like, no, dude was a great dude, has an amazing story. He should be celebrated. He should be appreciated. Beyond just the sport, to be honest with you. Beyond the sport. Because on a person level, he's done so much. If you don't know his story, he was born and raised Cameroon, Africa, I believe. Then, when he was 18, whatever, maybe. No, he said he was 27 or 26, something like that. And he tried to go leave, and he saved up all his money, and it took him a whole year to get to Europe. And he got sent back like 7 times and he finally made it on like his 7th time, and he was like sleeping in the woods. If you haven't, I know I might not be doing it justice, but make sure you go listen to a podcast. Go listen to his first Joe Rogan appearance. They really talk about it more in depth. How, like any podcast he's on, they talk about it a little bit, but like his story is amazing. Very, very, very inspiring, and I love his mindset. You can get more in depth, especially how much he's gone through in his life, especially as of late with his son passing away. But his mindset, go listen to the Jackson podcast with Rampage and Bear. Make sure you go listen to it, because his mindset is so inspiring, and it's such a different perspective on just life, and he's so appreciative for a lot of things and respectful, trying to be so understanding. And it's just like, I don't know. It's just, go listen to it. I thought it was very good. And what the UFC is doing to him is not good. It doesn't need to happen in the sport. The sport needs to be celebrated. It needs to be on a global level, almost like a Hall of Fame, no bias, but they're not going to do that. That's not what the UFC is. So it is what it is. What else do I have on here? Hold on. All right. Dude, Magomed Ankalaev, bro. That dude needs to get more contenders, bro. Excuse me. Someone said something about, like, I think it was DC talking about why is Ankalaev not getting the next shot? It made no fucking sense. And his last win was against Johnny Walker, and the win before that was a fucking was a draw against Jan Blachowicz. Like, come on, bro. That's absolutely insane. Man. Daniel Cormier, please. All right, I got respect for you as a fighter. I got a lot of respect for your accomplishments. But bro, I'm not with it when it comes to you being a commentator, and I totally understand. You just living your life, you doing your thing. You don't give a fuck that I'm even saying this shit. But man, it kills me. Some of your takes are absolutely fucking dog shit, dude. Like, oh my god. What was it? What did I tweet out? What did I tweet out? I gotta pull this up so I can remember, because I don't want to get it wrong. Why is it doing that? Oh, Dana White's Contender Series. Holy shit, I forgot about that. I did want to talk about that too. Where did I tweet it? Oh, it's so difficult to listen to Daniel Cormier commentate on a fight that he's friends with the fighter or the camp. The bias against Umar, or for Umar, when he was fighting Corey Sandhagen, was absolutely fucking terrible, dude. You know how many times I had to mute it, or I had to be just like, what is going on? What did he say? I had to like turn it off, and I'm like, well, I don't even like this, man. I don't like I don't like having it on mute. I want to listen to at least the hits, and then you have some takes, and I'm like, well, DC's talking. Like, bro, I'm not even trying to be a hater. I'm really not. But Dominic Cruz was fucking right. All right. And I understand you and him got into it on Bisping's YouTube channel, and that shit was hilarious. But Dominic Cruz is right, and sometimes Dominic, don't get me wrong, I understand where you're going with Dominic Cruz. Sometimes he can be like, oh, you know, he stands on his position a little too hard. But I'd rather that than someone that's just so wishy-washy. And you even called Leon Edwards the champion when Bilal won. Like, you know, it's late, but dog, just oozes bias. All right, I'm sorry, it's crazy. It's crazy to me. And Dustin Poirier is right too. He said, "You're not even from Louisiana no more. You from Dagestan." That shit's hilarious to me, man. Shit's crazy to me. Dana White's Contender Series, bro. Let me pull this. Let me pull this shit up, because that was a good one. Those first two, holy shit! I didn't get to watch the last three, but those first two right there. I don't know why I did that. First two, absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Dude that trains with Sugar Sean O'Malley, Antoine Ho, got knocked out. Tough. Someone's had to go. Loner Canavan, Kavanaugh. Man, bro. He's fucking, man, my name. I can't read. I can't read, bro. Yeah, I'm so sorry. Jose Delgado, I believe that he said that he just got a win in LFA in like 30 seconds in a knockout or some shit like that. That's crazy. I need to pull that up. I'm pulling it up. Trying to get this knockout. I want to see. So he had a ridiculous knockout in LFA right before his Dana White Contender Series knockout, like 11 days before or something like that. Right there. And then he goes on the Dana White's Contender Series and absolutely lights up Ernie Juarez via KO with knees and punches. The dude could be really, really nasty. And I think he was a 145er? The 145er? Yeah. So, very interesting. One loss, decision. I'm intrigued. This guy could be a player here. From the Dana White's Contender Series, man. I'm not gonna lie, it's been a great series, and it just started. I'm talking about like the fact that a great series in terms of great brand, and it's brought in a lot of exciting fighters, and some people have actually argued the opposite. And I do understand where sometimes you'll get those guys, but you'll get those guys regardless. I mean, look, Cream's gonna rise to the top. All right. And those guys obviously going through some struggles, need to learn, gotta get better, gotta do something to improve. And it's gonna show. But I love the fast tracking instead of the Ultimate Fighter. I think the Ultimate Fighter has digressed because of the Dana White's Contender Series, personally. But you know, you can't have, there's talent's not just everywhere, so is what it is. I handed out 4 contracts. I didn't think I'm not sure about this. Either way, look, I'm gonna go ahead and hop off. I think that's all we got for today's stream. Hopefully I can be a lot more consistent with this. Oh, you know what? Let's not forget, bro. Jason Tatum benched Team USA? That's fucking crazy. I wanted to talk about this, bro. That's fucking crazy to me. You serious? Steve Kerr, it was at first, oh, I felt like an idiot for doing it. Then it was, oh, it's a math problem. Bro, just say you don't like him, dog. Just say there's a conspiracy against him and Jaylen Brown to not let them play in Team USA. Why would you not have the best player in the league and then the guy who won Eastern Conference Finals Finals MVP, both of them, and then, bro, he's the second best player on the championship team. We just won the championship, and you're not going to give them the opportunity to play? And Grant Hill was saying, oh, you know, it's because he didn't fit the role, blah, blah, blah. Jaylen Brown? Come on. And then D. White, who's the fourth option on a championship team, got more minutes than Jason Tatum. And Jason Tatum is 6'8", can guard 1 through 5. And the reason he can guard 1 through 5 is the main reason we won the NBA championship. Best league in the whole world. With the best players. Wow. I don't know, man. It just, there's obviously something going on. Well, I'll see y'all later. Again, I'm gonna try to stay on top of this. Try to make sure I consistently get some topics to talk about. Kind of run through them here on live. And I have no problems talking about things on stream with viewers. If you have any questions, to join the chat and participate. But if not, that's totally okay too. Appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all on the next one. If you're seeing this as a VOD, appreciate you. If you're seeing this as just the videos, appreciate you too. All the views, all the support helps. I'm just here to talk some sports and bullshit. And thanks. See you guys later.